Okay. Well, I still have 2 featured contracts to finish. I did them, but I ran out of time. So let's dive in and see if we can finish them today. I was working on Berlin. Right. Right? Drowning. Did I do this one? It has an X on it, so I just can't remember. That which is not dead can eternal lie. Awakening requires sacrifice by water. Okay. Hey Alonso, welcome. Happy Friday. Thank you for showing up. Let's see. I have no idea where these people are. So drowning as the Florida man. Oh right, I was in the getting the Florida man outfit. That was a thing. Okay, so if I can, I can get her by. Okay, I remember now. I remember. So if I start, it doesn't really matter where I start. It does if I start here. Right. But if I make him sick, yes. Let's see, and she is. No, she's. It's not really a. I would really like. Oh wait, I can. You idiot! There is a. Projection bar pickup, distractions, coins. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Last time I struggled to get the outfit, but I just figured out a way that should make it easy. Because there he is. Where is he? Bring a little coin, good. This is just whatever I can take. Oh. I lost track of him. I couldn't find him. He should go in there and puke in the basket. There we go. See? There we go. Get your outfit. Put you here just in case. Well, okay. Didn't have anything on him, no. Okay. Let's see, that guy. What was his problem? Drowning, right. Oh, right, I was trying to figure out how to get him to a... Because if I make him sick, he goes puking over there. If I make him puke, he will puke over this edge, or if I do that over there, he will puke on that edge over there. So how do I get him to go somewhere where I can drown him? If I can, I need to be... let's see... That's him. Basically, if I can give him a gun, but not my gun. something of a weapon. Problem with these guys is well, he does have a weapon, I think, because that's an agent. Okay.
Excuse me?
Let's see. What if I get rid of these guys here? Because if they are gone, I can just push him over. Because he is any. Let's put you here. Okay, now she's coming. I'll let her turn it off so he doesn't come here.
Ooh, this looks bad. Nothing I can't fix. Just put this here. And that's all.
Bonk. Get bonked. Okay. I definitely don't want anybody coming snooping around here finding her, so just okay. I think he was anybody. Okay. Watch out for these guys. Oh fuck, they're coming this way. Bah! What if I lure him here? Where does he go then? Okay, they're gone. Okay. Ah, and he left his gun. Good. See, he should see that. And then when he's down there, I can shoot him with the Seeker. Okay. Let's see, where is he near toilets? Where, if I make him sick, where does he go to the toilets? If I do that here, now if I do that before that was my last time the problem. We'll go over here. Oh! If I do that over there, I will make him sick and he goes to the wrong place. He will puke over there. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Can you fuck off, please? Thank you.
Hey, I'm looking for a man. Regular height, bald, occasion. Are you a cop? No, he's a friend. Supposed to meet him in the chill out zone. He hasn't turned up. Thought he might have dropped by. Sorry, man, you're on your own.
Besides, I don't talk to cops.
I'm not a cop.
I haven't seen your friend, okay? Go look elsewhere.
When this job is done, I will be back and I'll do things right with you.
Okay, what if I make you sick here?
I gotta hurl right now.
Finding a spot for him to drown is a bit of a pain in the ass. Let's see where you go.
You should probably have someone look at you. That looks pretty serious. You don't look good to me.
Is he gonna puke over the edge there again? Yeah, he is. Fuck. Hey, Corrido. Welcome. Yeah, see, now he goes to puke over here, so that's no good. Anybody got any ideas how to get this to this guy somewhere near a toilet where I can get him? Because this guy ain't doing it. Oh fuck, I thought I had that. Crap. I have no idea. I don't think he sees me from over there. Because if I make him sick on this side of the bridge, where would he go to puke? Oh, fuck.
Got him? What the hell? The Joker's some kind of ghost. Man, got nothing. That's fine. Man,
This is him, right?
you read me. Okay. We got some trouble coming. Hey, stay sharp.
I am. Where the fuck does he go? Okay, so if I do this and he comes back, where the fuck does he all the way go? Oh, now he's going all over there. Fucking hell. Because if I make him sick, where would he potentially go? Over here? Puke over the edge here, maybe? Is he coming here? I can't use that for now. Okay. I'm just gonna experiment on this guy. Maybe I can throw a coin and he goes down to it. Then you'll follow it down. Just have to make an effort here.
Something ain't right down here. Stand by while I investigate.
So what if I do this, right?
Hey. What's that? Answer me. Okay, everything's good. Find out what that was. Aye, aye. Oh.
Fucking hell. Why does it have to be this difficult?
Hey, find out what that was. Acknowledged. I got nothing here. Yeah, acknowledged.
Doesn't care about that thing.
Yeah, Command, there's some kind of fracas down here. I'm having a look around. Interesting. Okay.
Go down. Go check what it was.
Central, we're all good here. Out.
Ah. Let's think about this. Where are there drowning spots? Certainly not on this level. No, because everywhere there's no water there. So he has to come down here at least. Because there's a toilet right there. Right there somewhere. Because that's where the guards are. There's a closet there where I can drown a guy. But then he will have to be down here. So how the hell do I get them to go down here? Because if I give him a gun, he goes up there. And if I make him sick here on this stair somewhere, he goes to that edge over there where he patrols. So that's no good. If I make him sick up here, he will go and puke over here. He will go outside. And he will puke over here somewhere. But that's no good. And if I lure him up here, yeah, that's no good because where the fuck would he go, right? There's no drowning here. How does an establishment like this big, with this big a party, have no toilets? Yeah, well, yeah, there's a toilet outside. I think. Let me see. That's not toilets, that's just a way through. There's toilets. Over there. But how the hell do you get this guy to come over here? Because you can't. How did you guys do this? How did you get this guy near a water source to drown him? Because there's absolutely nothing around. Where's the other lady? She's all the way over there, so she isn't the problem. So how do you get this guy to go down there? At least I can walk around like this here. Let's see. If I can get him over here, does that help me? No. Nothing here. So this doesn't help, this side. This side either. I have no idea. Where the fuck do I go with this dude? And if I knock him out and he gets found, that doesn't help either. Where does he go?
Oh, I don't feel so good.
Huh.
That doesn't look pleasant.
Let's see where you go. Are you going to the guys over there?
Okay. Whoa, easy now. Don't blow a fuse.
Oh no, and I can't get there. At least not through the door. Yeah, you can get him like this. I know I'm in the wrong outfit, but this is just... Let's see... In Florida, but yeah, that's drowning. Hey Arna, welcome. That guy. How the hell do we get him? Oh, Arnie, you're a bit of a player. Do you have any idea how to get that dude to a toilet? Because I have to drown him. The only way is down here in that toilet over there, or the toilets where the lady is over there. And he only paces up and down. If I make him sick over there, he pukes over the edge there. And if I make him sick over there, he pukes over the edge there, and that's all he does. And if I give him a gun, he goes upstairs, not downstairs. And upstairs there's also no toilet to make him puke somewhere. Even if I couldn't bring him outside to the water's edge, if you push him, it counts as a fall, not as a drowning. But that's a bit. This dude right over here.
Hello, sir.
So then I'd have to lure him over here, maybe. And then here. But this is now the toilet over here.
Are you getting a turn soon?
No.
I got a ticket in my locker.
Buh. So, even if I can lure him out here, if I do this here, where the hell did he go again? Out here somewhere, but if... for some reason push him in here, that's not drowning, that's falling. It's just dumb because he falls into water, so he drowns, but counts as a fall. I have no idea. So from the lack of feedback, I suspect you guys have no idea either. There's water here. Problem now is that I can't... Okay, let's end this. Can we get him to go over there is the question. Replay. Because, I wonder if I can push the dude into the... I want to see if we can do that. So I'm gonna start outside. Over here. Just seeing if it will work, if I can get the dude to come over. Oh, but I don't have my my coins, so I'm gonna substitute the lockpick for the coins. Because I don't know if I need a lockpick. I do need one in my next run, but yeah. Okay, let's get to the outside. See if I can get a guy there and drown him. See if that works.
I heard that. God, again. I'm so tired of this. Damn.
Something like this.
Wow. I wonder what that was. Damn.
Okay, let's see. Can I...
That's the way to do it. I like it.
Wonder if I can even, like, dump his body in here. No, I can't. So this is also not a drowning option. No. Pom 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 pom. Yeah, and if you... There isn't a deep puddle here, right? Well, maybe where the hippo Easter egg is. Over here? Or is it over here? I'll drag you in here, will you dry? No. Where's that hippo Easter egg? Oh, it's over here. Man, it's this part of the map is dark. Let's see if that is deep enough. Because if that is deep enough, I can just drag him. I can lure him to that part, lure him outside, knock him out. Or don't even need to lure him outside, but yeah, let's hope this works. That's the only other water I can think of where I can even bring him. Well, Why he doesn't drown? I have no idea. Why don't you drown, dude? I'm trying to see if there's a spot where he drowns. Crap. I would say if you're like this, you're supposed to be drowning, right? The problem is if I throw you over the edge here, you're not drowning. You're just falling to your death. Ah, crap. I have no idea. I'm about to give up on this contract. That's not drowning. And you guys aren't helping. So I have no idea. See, let's try the other then. The vanish in a splash. Alright. Unarmed, any method, any method, any method. Right. I had this smuggled item in the garage. Do I need anything from the garage to get in somewhere? Maybe... If I know, I already have a electronic key hack. I have a good idea how to get the first ones, but... Oh yeah, right, I was working on Amos Dexter and I figured out how to do that. So... Let's go. Coin. Do this over here. Coin him. Then I'm not gonna get him over here because dude over there will see me. So I'm gonna just put this over here. Oop. Just hide in here. He should be on his way. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh. He's unarmed, yes. Okay. Make him Yeti food. Cool. Now. Right. Oh, I have to get in the kitchen. Right. Okay. Okay, soldier will go and investigate. Figured this out last time. And then do this, do a kind of panic. Right. Okay. Shoot! He should be up there. Good. What was his deal? Anything, right? Yeah. Kitchen knife. Voila! Cool. Cool. So now... Oh, right. I'm waiting for the cowboy. Oh crap, I have the Krugi. Well, let's hope I can make it count. Because last time I do remember switching to the short baller. Something like that. Because it's way more accurate and I need to like hit a headshot from over here. And the only question is how the hell do I get over there? Alright, I can... Oh, wait, I can go a lot back around the outside, past the helicopter pad, past the cliff bottom. Yeah. I could even potentially go to the cliff's edge. I think she's sitting in the water, right? Let's see. She is... Yeah, she's in the spa. Right. I can make her fall... Dookie doo. Let's see, his pad is not visible from where I start, right? No, because this is in the way. Okay. Anyway, there he comes. I hate waiting around like this, but what can I do? Unless there's something where he stands where there's a chandelier I can shoot from a distance and it falls on his head. I see no other way for now. We'll go outside. I will shoot the corner right over there. He will come and then I will shoot him in the head. And don't shoot the glass here because it will go through 2 panes of glass. That means 2 bullet hits and he will panic. Got him. Okay, so now I need to go... Well, that's a bit of a problem, of course, because now I need to go back. Close this door. Uh-oh. Oh, I could... No. Oh my god. That was so close. Okay. Yeah, okay. Book it. I'm gonna look. Because I do look. I looked. I really looked. Oh, the doctors are here. Fuck. I can actually hit him from over here. Okay, the dudes are going inside. Get rid of this. Oh, wait. I was going to go up the cliff because, if I'm not mistaken, I can hit her from the cliff. And if I make it so that she doesn't die by my shots, I could potentially make her drown. Oh crap, there's a dude here.
Find out what that was.
I hear ya.
Now don't you go falling in. Gonna take you away from the edge. Okay, where are you? Oh my god. I cannot hit you from here. Or can I? Oh. There we go. Got her. I thought she was below a roof, but yeah, she was behind the beam. There we go. I wonder if I could... Wonder. Replay. Just want to see where's the cowboy here. Yeah. Oh, I can see him over here. Let's take a silver baller. Hey Shardy, welcome. So that I don't have to wait for him. And I can't bring a sniper rifle or something, right? That's a bit of a problem. Why the hell did this dude come down here? Oh.
Not this again, surely. How can you be concerned? If this thing is contagious, I'm not bothered.
Oh, they hear that. I could go a bit further. Maybe that they don't hear that. God damn it! Fuck. Even this isn't precise enough. Silver baller. The one that's more useful, or is it just they're all the same? I see a chrome. This one. Well, could give it a shot. I just want to see if I can shoot him from here, because that would save me so much time. Let's go. He didn't come to the well, alternatively I could take a Magnum, but but that just doesn't. Then the first shot would bring down hell on me. And then yeah, that would not be good. That would not be good. Okay, maybe over there. Now, why isn't he moving? I really need to hit the edge or the pole or something to get him to the to that spot. Let's turn down my sensitivity a bit. Oh, that's the wrong way. God damn it. Sniper might be good, but I can't take a sniper with me from here. If I hit that, he panics, right? Yeah. You can? That's interesting. Okay. Oh, I can. I thought that was impossible. I thought because you were climbing in, you couldn't bring one. Well, that changes everything. Oh. Well, I can take him when he passes by here. Okay. That away. This on the floor. And he comes, Samuel Santos Lima. Got you now. Dump you here. Okay. Now. Coin. Oh, fuck me.
Okay.
Alright, alright, alright. So get this.
Command, you copy? Someone's causing
Oh, the problem with that is that
Anyone copy? Still looking. No sign of any foot.
Oh, but now, okay. Okay. I can now change this back to my seeker since I don't need to. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay. No. Coin. So theoretically, I don't even need to bring a coin. Could just use this. Just want to see if I can shave off my my time a bit. Okay, put you over the edge. Goodbye. Yeti food. Tush, tush, tush. Okay. Coin. Okay, cool. So now... So this fucker fucks off. You didn't see a thing.
What?
Okay. Greedy coin. Bloop. Get a knife. Good night. Don't know if anybody gets to the top of the stairs, but I'll just get rid of you. And then... How the hell did I get back the last time? You bitch! Yeah. Maybe I'll just throw a coin in there when I'm on my way back. That should... I think that should give enough leverage to get the... Okay, get the guy down here. To be fair, maybe you should throw the coin first, get this guy moving, and then shoot Mr. Amos Dexter. Because he takes his sweet time to get down here.
Okay.
Bonk. He's still up there. Good. He's looking that way. Good. Okay. Ancestral pistol.
Don't move. I'll go check.
Okay. I'll just be right here.
Okay.
Can anyone please help me? I need help here. Help!
What?
Fuck.
Guess that was today's excitement. I don't even know why. I don't even care. Just.
Crap. This dude. When I wanted to lock on heads, it doesn't, and when I don't want to lock it on, he does. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain in the ass. Okay, get this over there. Killed him by hitting his kimono. Awesome. This over here. This over here. Where's my dude? Oh, he's already over here. Nice. Nice. Got you now. Okay. He's just going back up. Good. See, I'm already quicker than I was before. Ancestral pistol. Bonk. Okay, we got ads incoming in 5 minutes.
Okay, I totally understand. Someone please help me!
Are you okay?
What the?
Cool. Okay, she's coming over here. Gotta careful of that. Oh, she was the one that was gonna get the guard. Ooh. I get it now. I get it. Oh, fuck you.
Excuse me, you're not allowed in here.
You bastard. Okay. There he is. I just need to get past that group of people. Okay. It just went up.
Let me take care of that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thought I heard something. Checking it out. Over. Hey, you! Stay right there!
Crap! I'm so stupid. I'm just multi-tapping keys I shouldn't. I just wanted to drop the gun so the guard just fucks off when I do this. Okay. Oh, there he is. Come on, dude. Get a move on.
What?
There we go. Yes, 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 he's moving up.
Stand back, please. I will investigate.
Oh, yeah. I need help. Help! I can't deal with this. I have my Pilates class to go to. Wow.
Weird.
Okay, cool. Oh, how did my briefcase end up here? Okay. Briefcase. Okay, so he's fucking off. What if I cause a panic here, so over here?
Jesus, help me, please! Someone!
Why did the doctor come back just at this moment? I need the sound effect from manga. I looked! When in fact I didn't look. Okay, last try because I want to move on. If you guys have a contract you want me to take a look at, post it in the chat. We'll do this after this contract. Has to be on Epic. Got him. Okay, so I have established that freaking them out works.
Don't worry, I got this. Sit tight and look free.
Yeah, sure. Can anyone please help me? I need help here. Help!
Okay. I don't need to do the knife just for shits and giggles. In case you were wondering. Here's my briefcase. I don't really need the briefcase, but okay. Okay, so oh, I forgot to drop the weapon for oh crap! Now he's here. Let him move off. Oh, but I want... Oh, crap. That doesn't work, I guess.
You gotta be kidding me.
Doesn't matter. Got it back. Got it! So all I have to do now is get up there. Hopefully the two chatters are gone. Yep. Oh, I don't even need to go here. I can just go over here. Get my coin out. So I can bonk one of them and take care of the other one.
You, go.
Got it.
That was strange.
Oh, but if I shoot her with this, she dies. There we go. 2 minutes off.
Duh. Winning.
Okay, that's enough for this contract right now. Yep. 501 still second. How am I second with that strategy? Let's see. Manga in 441. Guess he did almost the same thing I did. But faster. Alright. Enough of this one. Okay, so the Berlin one, no idea. Fuck that news. Let's see, contracts. Let's see what's stashed in the contract ID lists. Let's see, Hitman contract IDs. Oh yeah, Penny had a lot of contracts. I'll just start at the top. PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Epic, APA, Paris. Let's go there. Or shall we show? Okay, I did Sapienza. I'm gonna go for Sapienza contract. Contract lookup. Let's see. APA Sapienza by Mr. Mike. Good afternoon, 47. Good job in Paris. Our client is still uneasy with the Delgado drug cartel's reach in the world. Torres Piombo, aka the Bohemian, has come to the Sapienza as an informant for the cartel. He is meeting with a chemist named Delfio Endrizzi, who has vital information about the Delgado cocaine recipe. Giulio Baresi is involved with the Italian mafia and plans on stealing the intel for himself. Take him out and make it look like an accident. We don't need the mafia after us. Okay, so... Fall... Is he in the mansion? Oh, and I think he's in the garage. So... I'm gonna start here. Like that, yes. Or... Oh, no ands or buts about it. I am going to take a sniper rifle here. Yeah, I can snipe Torres Piombo from the rooftop. Okay. And then, yeah, he's down there. Let's see. APA safety? Yes. Crap. uh, okay. Oh, you saw that, did you?
It was at this moment that he knew.
He fucked up. Ah, you fucked up, dude. You fucked up. Okay. Boom, boom. Da 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 da. What was his point? I needed to shoot him, right? Yeah. Gonna say. Let's get him over here. Surprise, motherfucker. That's because I missed the first shot. Can I do pistol elimination? Does that count too? That because then I can't miss. Because technically it's a pistol. That door's over here. Okay. Get wrecked. I'm coming for you, Doctor. Where's the other one? All the way over there. Oh, right, he has to fall. That's right. Lab technician. I wonder if the if I can use the lab technician outfit to get all the way over there, because he is near the ruins. Is he the one that goes up and down this? Okay. I think I can go down here. Oh, I thought... guess I was mistaken.
What the?
Yes, you're obviously really fit and agile and everything, but this is not the time or the place. Hey, somebody want to help us out over here?
You again! Fucking hell. Okay, so I need to go... There's no way to get... I can... Okay. Think I know where to go. Oh, before I do that, I don't need to be in my suit, right? No, it's any disguise. Okay, cool. Okay. I missed my shot, so maybe the guard over there is freaking out. No? Anybody else? No? Good. Oh my dear God. Seriously. Okay. Hey, dude.
Whoa. What the hell was that? Anyone? Anyone there?
Surprise, motherfucker. Don't know if these doctors are allowed in the house anywhere, so I'm just gonna go here. Just gotta be careful I'm not like fucked over by that thing again. There we go. Did the pistol kill count? Good question. Yep. Pistol elimination does count. Cool. That helps. Okay. I don't have a key card, so yeah, I can't really go down to the plane. The plane, boss, the plane! I have to go back here. Hey, fella. I'm just an innocent cook. Don't mind me. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Awesome. 3 of 3. What? "30 seconds? How? Oh well." Oh, okay. I guess I don't have to. Yeah, going down to the plane isn't faster, I think. Oh well. Let's see, what's next? What next? Let me see. Where shall we go? Paris then. Okay, let's try the Paris one. That's basically the first of the bunch, but yeah. I just wanted to play Sapienza. Contract lookup, let's go. Let's go. APA Paris by Mr. Mike. Good evening, 47. Your target is Sheikh Salman Al-Ghazali. During the auction, he has shown interest in Andrea Martinez, which sheds light on a rumored deal with the Delgado drug cartel. Our client wants to take him out before anything can come of this alliance. Also, while working in Paris, a video blogger has come across this news about the Sheikh. With help from a palace tech, she plans on bugging the Sheikh's room and exposing him. This does not fit with the plan, 47. Eliminate them as well. Hold the fishing line. May I recommend a contract? Yes, sure. Sure. You're always welcome to provide contracts, Shardy. So... Drowning, so make her sick, I guess. Miss Caprice. While you're looking that up, I will do this. Hey, Penny, welcome. Doing the APA one. Drowning. Is she? No, Lana Caprice is not the. Okay, I'm going to take poison. No, Melody. I'm going to take thingy. Okay. Well, Shardy is looking for his contract. I will try to do this one. And then...
Hello there.
Who is she? Okay. Oh, it's her. Okay. Yes.
Cecile, I'm standing outside.
Looking sharp today, sir.
Looking sharp. Yeah, it's my new suit. Do you like it?
Novikov, Dad.
Really?
Let's see. Okay, she is drowning, right?
Hi. Yes,
Hi.
Oh, are you?
So yeah, basically I don't need to bring any coins if I didn't already have. Yeah. See, I have a slot over for something else.
Oh, make way.
Mr. Worldwide. Okay, I was working backwards because I have done them before, but Endgame had my head. No problem with my route on Steam, but then I can get it on Epic. Okay. Yeah, this is the first one of the batch of Season 1. I just did the Sapienza one. Because I wanted to do Sapienza first, but yeah. Okay, she's going in here. Come on in. Okay, who's next? She's above me. Shake is above me. And he's on the same level with the pistol. Okay. I need to get upstairs. How the hell do I get upstairs? Was there a... outside, is there a way up here? Is there a... There is no... No. Well, maybe it's best to work the other way around, because objectives, yeah, replan. It's no good starting here. It's better to start over here. My bot is working. Okay, so this one for that. I don't need this. I think. Taking a tool, taking a lockpick is very, very handy dandy. So I might as well put this here. Okay. Because this puts me on the right level for these two guys.
Wow.
Hey, buddy, I want to leave that alone.
Novikov asked me to fetch it for him. Wants to trigger the fireworks himself.
Where are you? Need to make you fall. Oh no, you're the pistol dude. Okay. Bonk. Gotcha. Nice to see you playing this. Yeah, man, I love these. There's a whole list where I can pick from, so that's good. That's why I needed a lockpick. Okay, cool. So, okay, so now maybe I'll take your outfit. There we go. Oh. Hello, dudes.
What?
Oh, right. That's right. I smuggled it here. Bum, 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 bum. And since I'm in this outfit, I should be able to go through this door, right? Hey, dude.
What do you think? Should we do it?
Hi. Yes, Oh, are you?
Okay. And now we can go to the toilet here. Napoleon! There she comes. It's a shame I can't like make her sick beforehand before I go down, but yeah, it is what it is. Because she has a long way to go. Right. Just be thankful I make you drown in clean water and not in your own puke, lady. Oh, I can go over there. I don't need to go all the way around. Because I'm in the right outfits. Oh, gotta go around them. Security looking sharp today. Good. There we go. Easy peasy. Right, Shardy, did you find him? Find your contact? Let's take a look at that. There we go. 3 out of 3. What? Full minute. How? Okay. Whatever. I thought I was doing it fairly quickly. Lovely to see Ding in the service. He's a major part of making these. Oh, okay, cool. Did not know that. Shardy, did you have your contract ready? Or do I just move on to the next one if you're still here? I don't see Shardy anymore in the viewer list, so I guess he left. In that case, I will pick the next one from the list in Marrakesh. Let's go here. Cape Marrakesh. You're needed in Marrakesh, 47. It appears the Sheikh has made a public appearance since you took him out in Paris. Mr. Person of the consulate has learned of a body double situation and was seen uploading files to a flash drive. The drive was handed off to a security guard who is known to nap somewhere in the building. Lastly, our client has a strange additional request. Eliminate Lulwa Araitanus. No more information was provided. Okay. Lulwa. No idea where she is or any of these people. Thank you so much, Penny. Thank you so much. For 3 months. Woohoo! You're very welcome. I thank you for your support. Yeah. We gotta support each other, right? Okay, so I'm guessing I'm starting in the consulate. Can I start in the consulate? Yeah. Okay. Since he's napping somewhere, and just take this, take this, and then we go. We'll just see. Accident and pistol. Oh, accident pistol any. Yeah. APA. There we go. It just clicked that they all have an accident pistol and an any. Thought they just have to be one of these. Okay. Okay. There, and she's... Where the fuck is she? Oh, she's in the cafe, Shisha Courtyard, and it has to be an accident. Okay. We can make that happen. Pistol. Okay. Replan. Lethal poison. There we go. There we go. Was it? No, I can't. Okay, so I think he should drink from that. That's just okay. And then we gotta get to the exit over there. Okay, let's go down.
Whoa.
Target eliminated. There we go. This is the front. Bankers are cankers.
Thanks for responding so quickly. We never expected.
Run! Run! Going here to avoid the people.
How may I help you?
Get out of my way! Okay. Oh. You're here.
Hey you. I think you left the...
Okay, go to the toilet over there.
I'm about to blow chunk.
Could shoot the cafe sign if I know... That's a tricky shot, tricky timing. And from there where there's so much NPCs, I don't think I will take that risk. She will go over here. I'll take the drowning accident. There we go. You did the drowning one too? Nice. I was thinking I could, from the arches, the 3 arches, I could probably snipe the,
What just happened?
I could probably snipe the sign
Hello, sir.
from over there. But yeah, the risk is too great of being spotted, I guess. There we go. There's a nice shot, but it's tricky, exactly. And it's really hard to gauge where she is exactly to make it work. If I was higher up, I could probably see, but yeah, from the same level through the crowd, very, very hard to gauge depth onto the screen. So yeah, there we go. Well, at least I'm not third. Jacques, 137, 138. 252. Holy shit, how? Yeah, if you shoot the guy from the bottom, yeah, I don't think that works. Maybe, no, you can't see the sign from this consulate. And the napping guy has no windows, so there's no sniping into the building from there. Huh. Whatever. I can't see a way at this moment in time. You haven't played all of these yet in World of Assassination. You only played them in H2. I haven't played any of these in whatever version of Hitman, so they're all new to me. Bangkok. Okay. All ending in 42, so this is all by Mr. Mike, I guess. Because I've noticed everybody ends with the same number. You make contracts. Contracts. Create. No, not create. Look up.
Hello there.
Hey, bye. Bye bye. Happy Friday. Updated for Hitman, World of Assassination, September 1st. Mr. Mike, yeah, okay. Where the hell is she? Is she on the upper levels? What's the highest I can get? Recording crew. I need a pistol. And an accident, yeah. Well. I have no idea. They were all designed by hand, Scrooby, Ding and me. Mr. Mike remade them for war. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Nice to see you that you did these.
Give me a job. Hello?
How are you, sir?
Let's see where she goes.
Never mind.
Say what?
Don't move. I'll go check.
Okay, yeah, okay, I totally understand.
That's not that's not right. Okay, so I'm use the coin to lure her over here.
Wow.
Wow.
Really? Jesus.
He had to come around the corner just this second, right? Oh my god, and Hitman timing. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Okay. Whatever.
She wants a pistol, right? Yeah, she is.
Coolly.
Oh, God, help.
How does he see that through all this crap?
There's a man out there carrying a weapon.
Do we have a description?
He looked like those...
Oh, you saw me from over here.
...with Jordan Cross.
Jeez Louise. Okay, so... pistol elimination maybe then?
Oh, huh. Wow. Oh.
Wow, wow, oh. Sometimes the grunts and things from this... You didn't see anything, dude. Okay. But where's the rest over there? Okay. Oh, he's got to be a fall. It's got to be.
You know the hotel owner ordered.
Okay, something to knock somebody, some sense into someone. Bonk.
Why won't you work?
Okay. Okay, and what's your problem? You're anything, right. Oh, crap.
The lounge. They closed it off.
Every night. How do you know how? Heavy sleeper. That always happens. Well,
People pay good money to stay here. It's not just because the owner's son decides to.
Really? You're sending her? Really?
Say what? What the?
hey! Hey there, get up!
Crap. Okay, I'm just gonna take the propane tank downstairs. So really good, cool speed run of this where they get her from on the rooftops. Oh, they're using boost or something.
Really? What was that?
Why would you hurt anyone like that? What's wrong with you?
You didn't see anything, dudes. Still green, so I guess I'm okay. Something about the party pancakes. He comes into the party room, then shot her from the rooftops there. Okay. Okay. Get wrecked.
The lounge. They closed it off.
Yeah, the cross people. I mean, it's like they're taking over the place. Room by room. End up knowing what they're not.
You've got to be kidding me. Where did that come from?
Oh, Jesus, man. Yeah, exactly. What a load of bullcrap. Now, you lazy ass, go there, yeah. See ya. Ooh, that was a bit windy there.
I'm not really sure I've seen you before.
Okay, so do I need this? No.
Hello there.
So I am going to take a wrench. Bear with me there. Hey, Hans McGee, welcome. Welcome back. You don't know what triggers her to come to the party room?
Okay. Whatever.
Phil, it's not funny anymore.
Okay. Now wait for these jokers to come over here.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here? Some kind...
Oh, he saw that. Oh boy. Yeah, if you go do... Oh, wow. Oh, oh, wow. Oh, oh.
Huh? Hey, you.
You can't just walk around and knock people out like that.
Oh, now they're coming here. Okay. Do not come out here. Do not come... I told you to not come out here. And I get stuck on the thing, so I cannot do this quick enough.
Oh. What's going on?
Don't move! Can't be here, sir. God damn it. Why won't you work?
For fuck's sake! Where's my wrench? I need my wrench. God damn it. It always locks on unless you want it to lock on. And then you have to be pixel perfect. Okay.
Oh my God! Stop right there.
Get this. Avoid them seeing me. Get this, okay. Okay. Now we go down. Do 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 do.
The lounge. They closed it off.
Yeah, the cross people.
What?
Sir, think that might... What?
Hey, you check it out?
Yeah, okay.
What?
What?
Yep, I'm good.
Do 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 do. Oh, wrong way. Oh. There we go.
Steve? Hey, where's Steve?
Central, I'm reading you 5 by 5.
There we go. Well done for the sim, thank you. It'll happen sooner if you're within proximity, but I think it ends up happening at some point regardless, yeah. But I think this is faster because I literally start like 5 meters away from her. So. And then I'm right next to the guys on the roof and I can go down. So, yeah, should be good, right? 147, I win. That is an automatic win. Global, let's see. Yes, $47 is the magic number. That's a great score. Yeah, and I'm surprised I'm so much faster than Shardy here. Oh well, I'll take it. Perfect. Alright. Let's see, what's next? Colorado, oh boy. Who came up with this one? Welcome to Colorado 47. Another ICA agent has received intel that a private militia has been keeping surveillance on the Delgados. I've brought you to this compound to find out what kind of association the militia group has with the cartel. Whether it can be an alliance or a hostile situation, gather what you can about the relations and take out anyone who seems to be onto you. Good luck. Okay, so... Oh, that's one of the hackers. It might be prudent to start as a hacker. Okay. Finn Jacobs. What if I... This... poisons... Lethal syringe. I have no idea what this guy is, so we'll see about this. Yeah. Is he the guy that's on the balcony right next to the... that goes in and out of the house onto the balcony? Right next to the hackers? Thought this might be one of the hardest ones, but I found that this is one of the easiest. Yeah, he is. Oh, okay. Yeah, then the only problem is hiding his body, I guess. Agreed. I have no idea where he is, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah, I thought I recognized this mug with his sunglasses on. So he undoubtedly has a twin.
Oh, do tell. Okay, so you know how Rose keeps his desk tidy like a Japanese garden, right? Anyway, someone knocked a pen.
Where's the other one? God damn it! All the way at the junkyard. Oh, fuck me. Oh, all the way over there. Okay. So hopefully they don't spot the guy on the roof. Because then we will be golden. What was his problem? Accident.
Well, you know, art comes in many guises.
Hey dude. Never mind me, just a computer nerd. Getting a propane tank for my gas-driven Raspberry Pi. Ah, they found his body. That's a bummer.
Concerned citizen with a chip on his shoulder?
With skills like that, come on, man.
What? Hey, who's that?
What?
You heard it. Investigate and report. You are free to engage anyone you don't know.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Fuck. That was an explosion.
Okay, so let's think about it. The guy on the roof. Where am I going to put him? Because in the room, there's the other guy walking around. Oh, we'll see. Because, yeah, I do want to put him in the room, basically. And if I can't go in there because I don't have the, oh boy. That basically becomes a problem. Where do I take this dude? No! Oh crap, I still had my pistol out. Why was my pistol out when I just pokey-pooed the dude?
Wait a minute.
Suspicious, okay. Oh, he's coming upstairs. Oh. I have the durian.
Wait a minute.
So you know how Rose keeps his desk tight?
This is not.
Huh? Asshole. Oh, brother.
You gotta be kidding. Anyway, someone knocked a pen off center, and he just went full OCD.
2 seconds.
Had to go outside and chain smoke half a pack before he calmed down. Seriously, one pen.
Best one yet.
Takes too long. I don't think he is an enforcer for me, right? No. So I'll just drop this thing at his feet.
Hey. Sir, I think that belongs to you.
I think they brought him by accident with that shot. Does he come? You have got to be fucking kidding me.
Looks like somebody is throwing stuff.
Drop the body, citizen.
Yeah, he came upstairs because I choked him out. Oh, okay. And if I make him sick, he goes to puke outside. What the hell? Okay. Let's take care of business here first.
Huh. I didn't like the sound of that.
What the hell is that?
Security breach! Keep your head down!
I'm calling for help!
Hey, I need your help. It's not right, I can smell it. Sir,
Something weird's going on. He is off.
Okay.
That looks like a false alarm.
Oh man, there is nowhere I can stash this guy.
Hey, you didn't hear me. Sir? Mister! Oh, this looks bad. Really bad.
Hey, somebody want to help us out over?
Okay, forget about this. I'm gonna take this. Now, if it helps any, but I think I left this one until last. We can. I can do it. That's no problem. But yeah.
Man, just heard a strange noise. Better check it out. Please stand by. Who made that noise?
Oh, now he's there. Exactly there. Oh, fuck me. Why does it have to be this way? Oh, brother. Okay. Oh, and I can be any outfit, right? Let's give me your clothes.
Wait a minute.
I mean, the target, not the entire thing. Get control, grab control. Okay.
Gotta be kidding. Where did that come from?
Yeah, okay.
Sending that dude. Okay. Oh, right. Gotta go over there.
So what's this I hear about a training accident? That would
It's
be
a
Burgess,
beautiful piece of work.
Point man in the Mexico operation.
Let's go get the propane tank.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Real makeover, huh?
Investigating possible disturbance. Over.
Huh?
Get moving. I'm on your six. Stay close to me and I'll keep you safe. Okay? Got it.
Nobody likes me here. Get a pass on this side because of the camera. There we go. Easy peasy. Nice, thank you. Yeah, it's gonna. I had to check the checkboxes, but it's okay. It's good. Number 2. What? Jardine 114. Holy fuck. Okay. Oh, and Jacques is here too. Thomas P. You don't know who that is. Got him by 1 second, so I guess he used a similar run. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, what's next? Hokkaido. Not my favorite map, but yeah. Seeing as these haven't been too hard until now. We'll see. I like these. I really like these. Got it in 36 seconds, but I don't count I created these ones. How did you like Paris, Sapia and Marrakesh since I miss you playing this? They're all fun. All the APIs are fun. They're not too hard. You can basically... I think you can basically speed run them. Get a nice run going and seeing how fast you can do them. Hokkaido though, I don't know, because yeah, it's not my favorite map, and we gotta get Jason. Why does he have HK here? No idea where these guys are, so I am going to start the restaurant. I don't need a sniper rifle. I'm gonna take just in case. Okay. But yeah, these are, until now, I'm really having fun with these. I like them. They're not ball busters, as one says. Okay, where is everybody? Oh, oh. Oh, in the spring. Oh, okay. Replan. Let's start at the spa. Here. And the lady in the spa is Pistol, okay. 13 Gerhardsen. They were good contracts? Yeah, they are. I like it. Okay, she's over here, and I gotta get her with the pistol, okay.
Wow.
Oh, it's anything but her.
Yeah, whatever.
It's again anyone but her. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge. Let's see where you go then. Oh, she should be going in here, right? And then he's in the way, but I can get her here. Oh, no. Hi, lady. Wait. Where the hell are you going?
I was in bed all week, came out both ends. Been in like a frickin' propeller.
Got a casualty! Please, someone help! Alright, come on.
Can I, like, dump you somewhere? Well, the problem is, if they are coming here and they're going to stand here, they're going to see the body here. Oh, it's gotta be... Oh no, she gotta be pistol. Right. Yeah. So I can't make her sick. Her feet must be so cold. If she runs as he's walking down, yeah. But she's standing in the thing over here. So they hear that, but she doesn't hear it. She's in a world of her own, man. What pistol? Yeah, exactly.
I've got nothing here.
Yeah. Whoa. I need help! Help! I can't deal with this! I have my Pilates class to go to! Help!
Hey, where are you going, lady? Crap.
Am I in danger? Hey!
Crap. Well, she did go to a place where I could potentially get her, so...
Oh, shoot!
Are we cool? We're cool. Oh, but Limpy comes up here, right?
What's up with the sudden limp on our resident yoga mat?
Heard him complain about it on the phone, too, talking to his doctor.
Oh, wait, there's a box there. Okay. I'm gonna prevent Limpy coming up here, finding the body. Okay, that's done and dusted. Now, where do we go? Behind me. Over there. Hey dudes. Oh right, it's him. Jason Portman.
But you're Jake. What the? Oh, isn't that yours?
You gotta hurl. Watch out! About to spew!
I have to throw up. No!
Close the doors maybe. Well, no, yeah, the guy that limps that walks up the stairs after a while. I don't know exactly where, but yeah.
Say what?
Oh man, we've all been there. Everything's great. Everybody's dancing. Just take another step.
Everybody's dancing like. How she's gonna get in here? Let me out, lady. Okay, and the last guy is over here. Oh my god, in the director's office. Fuck me.
Seaweed therapy is this way, right?
How the hell am I gonna get there? Need one of these guys' outfits. Oh crap, he was looking. I thought he was looking at the screens. Okay.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Shardy underscore waffles underscore just redeemed gold strategy Cotton.
Check.
What's happening? Should I be worried?
Bum 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 bum. Okay, so that's good. Crap! Yeah, I can't be in there. So yeah. Oh boy. Oh, now she's going down. That's not what I wanted. So maybe shoot. Did I shoot on the wrong side of her feet? Is that it? Okay. Nice shot, thank you. I surprised myself, to be honest. Okay, so Jason Portman over there. It needs to be anything, right? Yeah, and I can't drop this. Huh. Oh wait, I can.
Awesome, right?
Hey dude.
Shut up, don't.
Alright, look at
No
me.
offense, but you mind taking a couple steps back? Shut up, Helm. No, wait, you're not Helmut. Hey, bad form, dude. You stole my idea. Hey, look, asshole. Maybe you can find someone else to emulate. How about, I don't know, Jordan Cross? He's hot, right?
Come over here.
Wow, this is super embarrassing.
Tell me this. Tell me this up close. Over here, in here. Yeah.
We don't, right? I've got connections. I can make you disappear for good.
Who's gonna make who disappear for good? Okay. So now I need one of these dudes' outfits. Okay. Is there a box in here? Oh, sorry, dude.
Buddy, this is taken, okay?
Sorry, dude. Okay, so... Okay. 222 roleplay contracts mode. There we go. Okay. I think he goes. No, 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 no.
Got some strange noises here.
Looking into it. Over.
Okay, so now we can go over here, I guess.
Nothing, sir. This is off limits.
Oh, even he can go in there? Crap. He's not happy with me. Let's see, I need to get up there. What is his problem? Accident. How am I gonna create an accident for that? Oh crap, I can't. I have the wrong outfit anyways to get up there.
Shit.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I can't get in here either. Oh, now the doctor is coming. Fuck. Replan mission. Okay, I need something. I don't really need this, right? No. So I can take a proximity taser. Yeah. Yes, that'll work. That'll work. So many white dots here. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Missed that time. Okay. Whoa. Get a. She went feet up. Okay. Cool. Got her done. Nah, Mr. Portman. Where are you? Kombonwa. Hey, dude.
Say, Hey, be careful, will you? Shut up, Helm. No, wait.
Tell me in here.
Hey, bad form, dude. You stole my idea.
Not wrong.
Hey, look, asshole. Maybe you can find someone else to emulate? How about, I don't know, Jordan Cross? He's hot, right? Wow, this is super embarrassing. At least we don't attend the same socials.
Hello there.
Okay, cool. Hey, yippee-ki-yay. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so now I need to get up there. I could potentially go down here. Let's see. Is there like an outfit here? Where the hell do I get it when I go over here? Oh, it's the morgue, right? Yeah.
Hey, so you're the
He does have the right outfit I need, so let's go get him. Okay. Put you away. Oh, this goes down again. That goes up. No, this one. Another one up. They don't like me.
Oh, not right now, please.
Fuck, he heard that. Go through the other staircase? Yeah. I realized that as soon as I was up there. So... yeah, I think I've got this down now. Just trying to get the doctor's outfit so I could like walk around so the guards weren't suspicious of me. But yeah, that didn't work out. Yeah, you're right, I just gotta go to the other staircase. So go up one floor, walk around, and then go up the other staircase. Yeah, just decided to shoot the wall because that stops her dead in her tracks. And then her golden. Okay, Kideska. Mr. Portman. Look at my nice shiny new face.
Normally when I bump into someone, I say sorry.
Helmut?
Shut up, Helmut?
No.
Wait, you're not Helmut. Hey, bad form, dude. You stole my idea. Asshole. Maybe you can find someone else to emulate? How about, I don't know, Jordan Cross? He's hot, right?
There we go. Get in here. Is this an APA contract? Yes, it is, YPKA. It is. Playing through the series. This is the last one of season 1, I think. Right, I need to go up there, so I need to go down there, so I need to be here, yes. Shoveling snow. Okay. Whoop. Whee. Okay. There we go. Get this dude's outfit. Is this any better to get up there? Don't think so. No. So let's go up one flight of stairs. Oh, right. I need to get the...
Huh?
The morgue, man, I always think I can get past, but in the end you can't. Fuck me. I'm so dumb sometimes. Okay, come on, miss. Okay. Put you in the closet. Nice. Okay. So this first part is easy. Konbanwa. Alright, you.
Shut up, Helmut. No, wait. You're not Helmut. Hey, bad form, dude. You stole my idea. Hey, look, asshole. Maybe you can find someone else to emulate? How about, I don't know, Jordan Cross? He's hot, right? Jeez.
Okay. This way. I could potentially go around the back there, but yeah, I don't want to risk that. Okay, get in here. These contracts are fun, they are a bit challenging, but you can speed run them too. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. There's much speed running potential in this. Why do I even get this outfit? Because I'm trespassing here anyway. So it's no use getting the... Oh, that timing works out beautifully.
Research aid, right?
Cool. Nice. So I don't even need this to get this outfit. Alright. It's a waste of time. Well, that was a waste of time. No.
Someone, well, younger, frankly. There are only so many years left in the old man, after all.
Did I go up that? Goes to my right, goes up.
Such is the nature of my art. Hey.
Yeah. I don't know why I went around the first time, but yeah. Okay, so now I need to get to the exit. That's down here. Oh. Don't know why I need to avoid them, because they're not hiding on me. There we go. Done! GG, thank you. I think Mr. Ding for the subscribers. Me are really happy you are enjoying these. Yeah, I'm really enjoying these. The stairs behind it. Yeah, there's so many stairways, I always get confused which one is which. So I don't really like to play this map, so that's part of why I don't have the entire map in my head, I guess. Well, #1 on the globals. I still can't believe it was 6 years ago when we did these. Okay. Cool. I think that was the first batch, right? Yeah. Okay, season 2. Epic. In Miami. I've been to Miami this stream, so let's go watch and see what happens in Miami. Contracts. Look up. There we go. Remade. Okay, so no briefing. Oh, the Sheik is here too. Where the hell is the Sheik? Oh, I think I know where he is. Mike Wazowski. Mariela Valbuena. Okay. Prime target in the whole APA series, yeah. Sheik is in the paddock area. Okay. Also going to the paddock anyway because of the green guy, so that the Sheik is over there is good. That's my accident right there. This is my pass to get in anywhere.
How much time remaining? Don't worry, folks. Anything can still happen.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can't even be here.
Think nothing of it. I briefly met Miss Martinez in Paris some time ago. I got a good impression of her, and I am sure that time's up. We have our winner.
So anyway, I am heading back to Colombia for a few months here.
Okay.
Business
Whatever.
development, you know. Yes. And I thought it would be good to talk to you in person about some ideas I've been having.
You can just feel the
Specifically
tension
about
in the
branching
air.
our
Now this is a good
business
clean
into
family
other
show.
worlds.
Let's make things different. At the end of the
And
day,
the product you produce is not.
You should probably check that out.
Oh, he's coming here.
I see. The kind of product you produce is.
Okay, so he's over here. The dude is all the way over there. Oh, he's the one at the bottom of the stairs. Okay. And he is on level 1 from where I started.
I suppose.
Over there.
Surprising individual would.
Okay.
Yes, go, hang in there, all is
I think you can push it further. You're not in the danger. Okay.
How much time remaining? Don't worry.
Where the hell is that dude? Oh, he's here. Oh, he goes upstairs, I guess, then. Where is the... oh, there's the exit.
Everything okay? Good.
Falling object. Ooh. Is that him? Let's see. Oh, I see. Good sir, I have to stop you right here.
Sir, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you're a little bit close to me.
A little bit close to me, yeah. Who saw that? Did she see me through this little gap here? Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Do I need this key card? I don't know. I'll just grab it just in case. Okay, I can hit it from here without her seeing it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right here, sir. Excuse me. I need to talk to you.
Sorry, sir, but you're just making me feel a little uncomfortable now, okay?
Doom 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 doom.
You are standing very close to me, sir. Please back up a little.
Sorry. Wait. Why is he going back outside? Oh, fuck off. What the fuck? You wanted to hug more girl fans outside? Yeah, I guess so. Dude, time for you to go inside. Maybe I shouldn't delay him too long. Just give him enough room so he can chase that ass, I guess. Maybe she got away too far and then he decided to turn around. Okay. Sir, wait a second. That should be enough. Okay. Now the Sheik is over there. There's got to be pistol elimination. Ah, shouldn't. Okay.
I need help.
Let's go take a look at dude over there. They don't like me, so I'm gonna go here. Let's change outfits. Okay. Whoop. Good, good, good. Now. Let's see. Why am I dragging this propane tank along when there is a whole rack of them here? He still doesn't like me. He's very vigilant, isn't he? She doesn't like me.
Excuse me, sir. Seems like you're not cleared to come through here. Sorry.
Just think about all the time she's wasting.
Okay. Let's see. You're that guy, okay. And he's not gonna allow me to go there. So... because I'm trespassing here. Oh, and I can't go in here. Wasn't there like a crowbar here? Oh, I thought there was a crowbar around here. Guess not. Isn't there a propane tank here? No.
Got any with you? Well, not on me. Back of the paddock.
Go and see what that was. Go, go.
What is his problem?
Huh?
Okay, cool.
For all you race buffs out there, I can tell you that the winner will again be presented with champagne on the podium after a few years of regular sparkling wine. That is real champagne.
That is real champagne. Okay, so now I've got to figure out how to get the... I wish I took an emetic with me. Is there a red poison somewhere around here? Bugger.
Remember, folks, that endurance racing is all
You don't need to. What?
many miles as possible, no matter how burned out or beat up it may be.
Let's see. Let's get over here. Is there any red poison here somewhere? No, there is a propane tank over here. Real champagne. Yeah, real champagne, not just sparkling wine. Let's see. Over here maybe. No. There's a crowbar. Was this perhaps? No. I want to see if I can make him sick. Am I allowed to go up there in this outfit? VIPs only. Wait to pass him, because if I am not allowed up here, then I'm gonna have a problem. Okay, so I'm allowed up here. Let's see. There is no drink from here.
As popular in the Middle East as it is here in America. I suppose an enterprising individual would consider that an...
Does he actually drink something when he goes over here? Is this his glass? It's through the door by the bottom of these stairs. Probably on the other side of the map by now. Inside stairs. Got it. Okay, cool. Thank you. So, problem is now. Let's see. Does he drink? No, it's his friend who drinks. So that's no use anyway. Well, that could get rid of his friend. But yeah, then where am I gonna put his body? Because if I shoot him here, these people will see, right? Can I get him to come outside? Oh, now my coin is up there. Of course it is. Oh, dear God.
Hello there, security guard.
Crap. Shoot through the window? Yeah, but then... if I shoot him if he's here, they will see. So that's not an option. And if I shoot him there, they will see. Okay, I need something else. I don't need this. So yeah, I'm gonna resort to this. I really hate to do that, but yeah. What else can I do? I also don't need this. So I'm gonna go to distractions, coins, okay. Whatever. Guess that is body found? Yeah, that would be body found. And everybody panics. So I'm just gonna make him sick. He goes to the toilet downstairs and then we should be okay. Oh yeah, I'll go this way. I don't need the propane, but whatever. Don't need a key card, but whatever. Pom 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 pom. Do. And hold it. Hold it. Hodor. Hodor. Yes, now you can go.
Oh, wow.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh no, he had it.
I wish I could throw like a breaching thing up there. Don't need this.
Sorry, man, but
I don't think you need to split them up if the timing is right. Yeah, but then I have to make exactly sure she is not in the way, and I have to time it exactly right. Because there's also a bend, so she slows down. So yeah.
Sorry, sir, but you're just making me feel a little uncomfortable now, okay?
It's just that I pulled out my gun too early. And he saw me pull out the gun. Got him. Okay, gonna get myself a security outfit so I can be up there. Where's the security dude?
Hey, I need some help here. There's been a terrible accident. Come quick.
Thank you. I'll check it out.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm actually another day, right?
Was there a box in here? No. There we go. Searching. Who's searching and why are they searching? Oh. Man, I'm a hoarder in this game. Don't think I need to hide him here, but yeah. Just glad I'm not getting peeked through the thing here. Durian.
I briefly met Miss Martinez in Paris some time ago. I got... Huh?
Okay, dude. You got an overwhelming urge to purge.
What the hell's going on? I feel sick.
Need some help there? Sometimes you just want to deal with situations like these alone, huh?
He was pistol, right? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I don't think anybody comes here because they go... Oh. Ooh, that dude's over there. Oh, he didn't see it? Man, I got away good there. Okay. I think it's just out of his vision range. Just gonna put him here just to be safe. Okay. Let's go get ourselves a propane tank and blow the other dude up and then be done with that. Oh, there's a crowbar here. I can use that to get to the exit. Okay, cool. Whoop, there we go. What's the best way to get there? Oh. Almost forgot. Tippy-kaboom. I'll go that way. It's safer. Get out of the way, people. There's too many people here. Alright, alright, alright. Whoa, what a shock. Alrighty then. He doesn't like me, they don't like me. So I gotta go round. Oh. We're just gonna avoid him. He was any, right? Yes.
He said I should just butt out of it. I don't like that.
And it's drying up and rolling out all that plastic. I hate that.
Looks like the tires are just... You see, that's the problem. You come straight from the pit, it's a completely different surface.
I thought this was an exit.
I got nothing. Sure. You go.
Well, certainly.
Okay, yeah, well.
I was so... Oh, there is. Okay. I didn't need to... Oh. Is that because I have the crowbar that I can exit there? Yeah. I thought I had already... that I could open it preemptively, but I can't. Not this specific one. Okay. Got it. Those first shocks. Yeah. Half a minute. Well done. Well done. What the? There we go. Yeah, I need the crowbar for that. Yeah, so I'm glad I picked that up. Cool. That saves me going all the way to the other side of the map again to exit. Okay, so that is gonna have to be it for today. I'm gonna start making dinner. So let's see. I think we're gonna raid Red if she's live. Yeah, yesterday it was IC last time, so today we're gonna raid Red. She is playing Freelancer, so let's go say hi. She's a very fun person to look at her stream. She's very bubbly. Raid Red Fury. There we go. So yeah, thank you guys and gals for being here, and yeah, I guess I will see you guys next Friday. And if I find a time to do another stream in between that, just check out the Twitter and you will see. And otherwise, press the follow button and you'll get notified if you're not already following. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Later. Oops.